Okay. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome to the Capstone and Orientation regular meeting. Today, we are going to talk about the Capstone project and internship experience. First, Dr. Sion Yoon will cover the Capstone, and then Sabine Saway, the Director of International Student Office, will talk about the internship. And then our student and alumni will share their experience for Capstone and internship. Then we will have 10 minutes for questions and answers. Okay, Sion, would you please start?
Hello, I'll share my screen just one moment. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Sion, and I am the program manager for the MSAI program. So for my part of the presentation, I'll be focusing on the Capstone project, specifically on what the Capstone project is, why it is important, when you need to take the Capstone project and course, and how you can complete the Capstone project successfully. To start off, what is Capstone project? The Capstone project is a unique opportunity to carry out independent research for a solution to a real-world problem. For the Capstone project, you'll be demonstrating and integrating your skills and knowledge and ability you have gained from the courses that you have been taking from your program and apply it to a unique domain. So why do you need to take the Capstone project? As a student, you may not have experience in the industry, and the Capstone project can work as evidence to the future employers. And basically, it prepares you for the working world by helping you stand out as a candidate. First, there's the presentation to the public in the STC Applied Research Symposium, and that can be used as evidence. Your demo and source code from the project can also be used as an evidence for your skills and knowledge. And if you do well, your instructor can recommend you to take another step and publicize your work as well. So the publication would be a great boost in your CV. While a project can be challenging, it can also be very awarding and beneficial for taking the next steps after graduation. So when do you have to take the Capstone project? The course, Capstone project course. During the last quarter of the enrollment, after completing all your program courses before graduation. So we went over what, why, and when. The next question is how. This is what I'll be focusing on the rest of my presentation. Having taught many Capstone project courses before, I'm going to give you my 10 tips on how to successfully complete your Capstone project. So tip number 1 is to find your topic early. Choosing a good topic is very important and is the prerequisite for a success of the Capstone project. A majority of the students start the Capstone project without any idea of what they want to do for their project. With this, many students get a bit overwhelmed at the start of the course. But however, if you are ready by the first week with a solid topic, the entire course will go much smoothly. And in other words, choosing a good topic makes your research more effective, progress quickly, and enjoyable. Therefore, I encourage you to search for your topic before even the course even begins, so that you can have a stronger start to the course. To find some topic, to some, it can be a challenge. Think of a knowledge gap as a missing piece of puzzle. In research, you will need to focus on finding that missing puzzle and filling that out. And one option is using an existing knowledge gap. Find the existing problem statement by going through research articles. I'll go over some of the databases that you can use in the next slide, and see if you can find some disagreement to their solution. So you can find a same problem statement that is already existing, but try to find maybe a different solution. Maybe you have a way to make the system go faster, or if you more efficient or more easier for the users, or so on. So providing your own solution to the problem statement or even enhancing existing solution is an option you can take. So I encourage you to read peer-reviewed articles through article search engines such as ACM and IEEE databases to get some ideas and search for problems that interest you to solve. And note that many of these researchers have taken months or even years to complete. And knowing that this is just a 10-week course, a groundbreaking and intensive research results are not expected. But something meaningful with the technical contribution, using the knowledge and skills that you have learned from your courses, will make the Capstone project strong. And just keep in mind that the vast majority of the research takes only a small step forward, and to solve a larger goal in the long run. So here are some other tips on choosing a topic. Choose a topic that you're interested in. Think of yourself, think about what you're passionate about. What gets you excited, and if you don't like the topic, you will not enjoy the process. So it's very important to find a topic that you have fun with, and also try to use this time wisely to help you for your future plan after graduation, whether it's your first step into your career, further education, or even within your workplace. Moreover, if you make sure the topic can be realistically completed within 10 weeks, and that it isn't too broad or too narrow. And in other words, when shaping your topic, set goals that are notable, but yet feasible. You can start small and expand as you progress. And ensure that the topic is clear and that you're able to state your problem statement in a few sentences. Problem statement actually, and also the solution in a few sentences. If your objectives are not clear, you will be going all directions throughout the project. And also be able to persuade the readers through your paper and audience through your presentation is very important. And clearly deliver your objectives. No one will know your topic more better than you, and many of the audience may not even know about your topics. So it's expected that you describe step by step using visualizations such as comparison charts, figures, graphs, to prove your point and to help the audience understand the work, your work as best as you can. And note that each week you'll be focusing on a particular section, such as the related work section, the approach section, data collection section, so on. So there will be more guidance and tips throughout the course in each of the modules. And for each of the weeks, students are required to complete the muddiest point, the concept debate, discussion board, and the Capstone project report and presentation. So here is a schedule of what is covered from module 1 to module 10. In the first week, you will be meeting with your instructor individually or as a class together to discuss about your topic. And note here that there is an annotated bibliography section in week 2. That it is, other than that, everything else, all the other sections of the paper will be incrementally updated each week. So it's kind of like a snowball effect. You'll build and update each week until the final result, the final outcome. And if you're stuck, please reach out. If you're going further and further into your wrong direction, you can get more lost. So ask questions on muddiest points. You can also drop in during the office hour or schedule a meeting with the instructor to discuss about your project. Additionally, this is a independent research, so sharing your progress and providing feedback to classmates can be very helpful. You can do that in the discussion board, and rather than just saying good update or good progress, I invite students to provide more in-depth feedback that can motivate, encourage, and help one another. Another thing to keep in mind is the final deliverables. On week 10, what is expected is the finalized paper, and for those the finalized presentation, and for those who have a source code, a GitHub link within the report and the presentation. There's also so for the presentation, there is an applied research symposium that is held at the end of the quarter, and this is required for all students in the course to present in this event. So when you're taking this course, please have the last Thursday of week 10 marked on your calendar. And within 15 minutes, that is required. You are required to present 15 minutes in the symposium. Within that 15 minutes, there's a 2-minute demo that you can show of what you have done. And there's also a 5-minute Q&A session where the audience can ask you questions about your work. Also, good effort and time needs to be put into each week's progress. To complete your project very effectively, be prepared, avoid postponing, and you can use project management tools or create daily to-do lists to manage time wisely. Think of yourself as a project manager and you control every aspect of it, from choosing the topic and making sure every step of the project is successfully completed. And I'm sure that most of you are familiar with the policy for late assignments, but as this applies for all courses as well, this course as well, but please ensure assignments are submitted on time so that grades are not affected by it. Moreover, avoiding plagiarism is very important, as plagiarism is violating the academic integrity. And if plagiarism is detected, there are violations, and I encourage students to run their work on a plagiarism detection tool before submitting the work. So to conclude, here are my 10 tips that I have for you on your capstone project. Find your topic early, search for an existing problem, choose a topic that is meaningful to you, ensure that the topic is clear and the paper presentation is persuasive, ask questions and engage, keep in mind the final deliverables, good efforts needs to be put in, use time wisely, avoid submit assignments on time, and avoid plagiarism. Thank you, and I wish you all the best on your capstone project.
Thank you, Sion. Sabine, would you please continue? You are on mute.
All right, thank you. I'm Sabine Sawai. I'm the director of the International Student Office, and I will be talking about curricular practical training for F1 students. And let me just share my screen real quickly. Okay. And I promise it will only be very few slides. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, okay. Okay, good. So curricular practical training. Basically, a curricular practical training is an internship that's an integral part of an established curriculum. It allows for temporary employment authorization for F1 students to gain practical experience. This can be, and this will be done under academic supervision. It can be either part-time, less than 20 hours per week, except for vacation quarters where it could be full-time. It can be paid or unpaid, and it requires that the enrollment in an internship course at the regular tuition. The internship needs to apply towards the student's degree, and it cannot be extra credit. So if you are in the MSCS program, then you would want at least one elective class to kind of reserve it for your internship. And the CPT employment dates are aligned with the internship class start and end dates. And for the eligibility, students on F1 visas need to be at least one academic year or 3/4 of full-time enrollment in the program and need to have a minimum GPA of 3.0. F1 students need to be full-time enrolled while on CPT except for approved vacation quarters. And students must have secured an employment for their internship, basically, and must have an employment offer letter. And the academic authorization by the school or program is required to get authorized. And here is just a graphic representation. So a student who would like to pursue CPT should submit the CPT form to the International Student Advisor. The International Student Advisor will endorse the form. And then the student will present the CPT form and the enrollment letter to the academic program director, representative, I should say. It's been my understanding that Sam has reviewed those so far. And then the CPT form and the employment letter get forwarded to the International Student Advisor, who then registers the student for the class and also provides the student with the endorsed I-20. So the process can take a little bit. If you're interested doing this for winter quarter, you should probably have your employment offer already beginning of November. And if you're thinking about doing this for spring quarter, then probably beginning of February would be a good time to get started with your international advisor. And those are just the slides I had. Do we have any questions?
Maybe we can have questions after all speakers.
Yeah, I will hang around. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Virendra, it's your turn.
Yeah. So, hi everyone. My name is Virendra. I'm a recent MSCS graduate from CTU. I completed my master's in spring 2023, and I would like to share my experiences doing the Capstone course. So, I don't have any presentation for today, but I'll be sharing you my experiences, how I started my Capstone journey, and a little bit about the approach which I followed, and also the topic about the topic. So my capstone journey started during my second quarter itself. So one suggestion for everyone who are willing to take the capstone course is uh, please start as soon as possible, because during your capstone course you'll not get enough time for doing the research. So try to start research as soon as possible. So like I said, I started my capstone journey from second quarter. Uh, I was not sure about my capstone project at the beginning, so I joined SSCRG, Sam's research group. Uh, it is conducted on every Friday in the evenings. So when I joined the SSCRG meeting, so Sam asked me about my interest. So when you join a research group meeting, ideally the person who hosts the meeting, they would ask you about your interest. What are the technologies that you are familiar with? What are the technologies that you want to do research or interested in? So once they get to know you, they can suggest you the topics. So if you're not sure about the topic, one best deal is to join any of the research groups, faculty research groups, and then from there you will get ideas. So in my case, when I joined the research group, at first I didn't have on what topic should I do my capstone uh, course. So uh, first thing what Sam suggested me in the SSCRG meeting was to study about case study methodologies. So he gave me a textbook where I can study about qualitative and quantitative analysis, different types of case study methodologies, how to do research. So first thing I did is I learned how to do research. So if you are not sure how to do research, that I think that's the best place to start. Once in the second quarter, once I get to know about these case study methodologies, I was comfortable about the research topics. Then in the later quarter, I was asked on what technologies I'm interested in. So I'm interested in full stack technologies. I told the faculty over there about that, and then we have decided. So in my course curriculum, I have React and Angular. I'm already studying React, but at that time we didn't have React Native in the curriculum. So we I was suggested with one topic. So the topic is to compare a progressive web application and a React Native application. So it's about cross-platform app development. So my capstone topic was chosen in the third quarter itself. So the topic name is a comparative study of cross-platform applications. It's between progressive web application and a React Native application. So I started learning about React Native application in my third quarter, and slowly I learned the topics. I created some applications. I get to know the framework. After I'm comfortable with the React Native, since I already learned about React in my course curriculum, then I started my research. So my project, like I said, is the comparative analysis of these two technologies. So what I did for my capstone project was to first create an application, web application, using React, and then convert it into a progressive web application and also a React Native application, and then compare both of them in terms of user experience, architecture, and performance. So these are the different categories. So I was also not sure about the progressive web application earlier. So I did some research in one quarter about the progressive web application, like how to convert a web application into a progressive web application. I did research for one quarter. So I used to present all these things in the faculty research groups. So that it prepares me for my final presentation in my final quarter, and all the progress will be presented weekly in the research group meetings. So that's how I did my research. And when did I finish creating the application? Just even before I started my capstone quarter, that's my last quarter, I was able to finish my applications, the progressive web application and the mobile application. And I have the source code and everything with me. So like I said, in your final quarter, when you started your capstone course, you will get less time to research. So most of the time would be you need the time to give your deliverables to write the paper. Most writing that paper will take most of your time. You need to prepare presentations. For example, if you're doing uh, capstone in the week two, you will be asked to get at least 12 references and then summarize them and write an annotated bibliography. So, right, reading 12 papers, getting the summary, it will take a lot of time. So that's an example how you will be occupied in your last quarter while doing your capstone orientation, sorry, capstone course. So keeping that in mind, if you can finish the application or source code, whatever, or at least you can finish 50 to 70% of the project even before you start your course. You'll feel very good at the end, so you'll not be in a hurry, and you will finish everything as planned. So like I said, I was able to finish my application even before the quarter, and then in my final quarter, I just tested the application and compared them in terms of this architecture and performance, and then I calculated the metrics and I used the time to get the findings and then make the conclusions. And uh, so last minute blockers will be there. So if you are ready even before the last quarter with your application and source code, you can avoid those blockers or any last minute changes. So yeah, based on my experience, my suggestion would be to, if you're not sure about any topic right now for the Capstone course, so please join any of the faculty research groups, and you will be given ideas. And if you have some idea, you can expand those ideas. So if you're not sure what technology to pick, so you can learn technologies and you can present them, and at the same time you can start your research. So, and please try to finish or have at least 50 to 70% before the final quarter where you do your capstone course, and then use the 10 weeks of time to write a good paper. And in my case, one other advantage I forgot to mention here is if you join the faculty groups. So if the paper is good and if the content is good, the faculty members, they would suggest your papers to conferences. So Sam sent my capstone paper to CONISA 2023 conference, and it got selected. And I'm traveling next week to New Mexico to present the paper. So that's one more advantage for joining a faculty group and then doing your research. So I hope this information helps. So at the end, if you have any questions about the capstone, please let me know. I'll be able to answer you. Thank you.
Thank you, Virendra. It was very exciting. Shingo, your turn.
Hello. Let me figure out one second. All right. So let me share my screen. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay. So I'm using this new Teams, and I think I have to figure out the security thing. Hold on a second. Maybe I might be able to figure it out. Give me a second.
One moment, I want to use this time until Shingo is preparing. I just want to say congrats to Virendra because it is very important to go to such this conference, and it was really be proud of you as a now a staff student of CTU. Thanks for all of your efforts to do so.
Thank you so much, Anna.
Yeah, this is really impressive.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm back. I think this works. How does it look? Do you hear me?
I hear you, but your video is on pause.
It's not shared? You're
Well,
what?
I don't see anything.
I'm not seeing anything. Okay, do you see my face?
Place, but it's freezing.
Oh. Do you not see anything?
No.
Do you hear me well? Do you hear me well?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I guess I have to not use my well-prepared presentation slides then. I'm not sure. I upgraded my Teams. I don't know if you guys have to, and I'm sharing it too. But let me try one more time.
Mm-hmm.
How about now? No?
No.
Okay, well, I'm sorry for underprepared then. Okay, my name is Shingo. You can see my face instead. So I'm here to talk about my internship experience. I got to do an internship last spring at a nonprofit organization. If you were at Invite to Talk, was it last week? That was my manager talking about the organization that I got to internship at. So basically, I was told to talk about how I got it and then how my experience was. So how I got it was basically through connections. So for an international student like myself, it's hard to I wouldn't say get an internship, but get an internship at the right timing or right moment or right timing. Let's say like for this quarter, you might not be able to do an internship because you're supposed to take required classes or what do you call it? Like the main focus classes. So you are basically told that you can do an internship next quarter, which is like maybe like, and then you have like 3 weeks or 4 weeks or something to get an internship to actually do an internship course. So the way I did was I was in the same boat. I was on the same boat too. I was, like, hey, you can do an internship next quarter. And then, I had like a few weeks until the next quarter started. So like so the connection was kind of like the only way I could have done the internship course. I mean, ideally, I wanted to do an internship at I don't know, bigger names, I guess. But the application process could take months, or they only do it in summer, or they wouldn't work flexibly with you for you to get you school credit. So that was one of the reasons why I got an internship through connection. But it was great. I mean, since it was through connection, it was for a nonprofit organization. They're very flexible. So if, I didn't have to follow a very structured internship program or anything. I basically kind of told them how I wanted to work, what I wanted to work on, my interest was, and things like that. So it worked perfect for me. And oh yeah, and then what I got to work on was I got to work on their web application. They use Next.js, which is basically a framework of React.js. So I was familiar with React.js, but everything like everyday work was new to me, which was really great. Got to work with like real data with bigger structure. So it wasn't something that you could have done, during your team project or things like that. So that was great. That's about it that I needed to share, basically. And then they are open to have more interns, probably upcoming quarter. So if you're interested to get more information, let me know. That's it.
Thank you, Shingo. And now it's time for Q&A. Dear students, do you have any questions?
Yeah. Hi, this is Adrian Chastain. I was wondering if it'd be possible just to speak online, because I've had an idea for my capstone project for a while, but I just haven't had a chance to run it by anybody.
Oh, so you want to confirm on your topic or discuss with? Yeah, you can definitely reach out to your program manager, and then they can discuss with you on your topic in prior to the course, even before it gets started. Mhm.
Okay, all right, thank you.
More questions?
Hi. Oh, yes. Sorry.
Yeah. I want to ask about the capstone course. Yeah, so I can do it for only can do for the last quarter of my MSCS, or I can do like any quarter.
Is the last quarter right before you graduate? Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
To see some examples of existing presentations of previous students, what the presentation they have conducted. There are recordings on the YouTube channel. The CYCLYI City U Seattle. If you go in there, there are some examples of presentations that previous students have conducted. So, sorry, I can't put the link here because I don't have a chat box.
Can you say the name again?
Oh, it's C4CYI City U Seattle channel.
Okay.
There's a YouTube channel, and then it's called there's a playlist with City University of Seattle STC Capstone presentations, and there are some presentation recordings in there. But yeah, by the way, it is the last course that you take. The capstone course is the last course that you take right before you graduate. But in certain circumstances, maybe if you have some electives left over, it can be discussed and it can be taken, even though it's not like towards the middle, but maybe towards the end of your right before you graduate. Even though it's not like right before, you can discuss with your advisor and see if it can work out if you want to take it maybe one quarter before. Yeah, just wanted to make that comment. Yeah.
Thank you.
I sent the link, the website link that is including ARS, including some videos at the bottom of the page. I sent in chat box. Yeah.
I also find the YouTube channel and put the link.
Thank you.
Yes,
there's actually one more. If you want to see examples of papers, there is a repository, a National University repository. I used to put some papers from the Capstone project in here. They updated the website, but there are still existing examples that you can look here for. It's called repository.nusystems.org. If you go in there, you can see some examples of previous Capstone projects. Paper.
Any other questions? Well, I think we are done. Thank you so much, all the speakers and the students. And see you next Thursday on Invited Talks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Asia.
Thank you.
Shingo Virendra.
Thank you.
Sabine, thank you.